Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, I know it's back. You know what it is, know what it is, and it is. The only place you're gonna get, all the place you're gonna get, all the place you're gonna get is right back in the basics. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, I know it's back. You know what it is, know what it is, and it is. And real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Press the word, preach on. And for anybody, I want to do a response to Philco or USSR. For anybody who don't know what this word come from, I'm gonna read this to you and tell you what this word actually really means. Though in the history, it tells a people who they are and where they come from, and what their potential is as a people. The name that a people they call themselves much to provide from the understanding of the history by the connection to them into a lens of a mess of a language, a culture, a religion, a philosophy, and so on. This is not as much placed as a Negro land, colored land, or black land. There is not much an ethnic group in Africa that call themselves Negro, or this is a language Negro. We are descendants of our African ancestors, period. And the dedication with one past history is more important to step forward of this. It's important to step forward of mental liberty. The word Negro is a Spanish for black, and the Spanish language comes from Latin, which is the original into classical Greek. The word Negro in the Greek is derived from the rooted word Naro, mean dead, and the act of the ancestor the worship as a known and Naro of the common location with the dead, which is the practice of the Egypt is in order to honor for the living of the ancestors who come before, and they believe by doing so could be an offering of guidance and direction to the lip. And the temple of Mountain are the sign as the place where all the ancestors as could be honored, and holidays and hallowed days are the days of the design for the worship. The Greeks thought of those sunburned people, Egypt, it has been complicated with death, and didn't understand the worship of a dead Naro, and take it of the DC and believing it back to Europe, and in the word Negro, and eradicate out of this understanding what is used to be of known as a physical connotation. It has been applied to the whole entire race. European white people is admittedly to the word Negro is due to the slave trade into the condition of this term Negro, and on the other hand is introduced in of commissary of Africanness of the classified as poverty and the look of as a citizenship of the European European centric, and the deliberate of the element is as outdated short of the history of the achievement of African people, and the numbers of scholars has been into an intelligent trap which has been written about African people and refer to them as Negroes or the Semitic Negroes. This is a weak attempt as they separate African of today, African and worldwide, which Africans of yesterday, in Egypt, Egyptian African, and other great Africanization. In history, in the Greeks have come to Africa as a student of 200, 500 years ago, and to discover what Africans already knew. Writing, science, medicine, and religion are already a part of the Egyptian civilization. History has already been documented the hundreds of years before, and here is this is so-called the fathers of the history was even born in his history Pluto and Polyzated and so complicated other Greek scholars who are all the students of Africa. I mean, all the students of Africa priests, the son of light. When the Greeks, when Greek would return to Europe, and they planned to detradition of the Middle Age of the remaining African empire of less 300 years, and the first Greeks was come to Egypt as a student. There is the descendant of the return as the and to requested as they the Greeks as the Greeks and Europeans destroyed the cities and temperament and liberty of Egypt as a claim to African knowledge as their own, to justify to the enslaved of Africans. In short, it was culturally necessary to believe and or being in the Bible to believe that Africans is already inherent and natural to this and less than human, but is because of a somehow subhuman, non-human nation. This what we improve with the writing of the words and documented in the original text of the Constitution of the United States, which is the original of the stated that Africans are the 3/5 a man by the law. It's been necessary that to dehumanize dehumanize an African and Africans and value their history as worship as a people in order to surely their value as slaves. When the word nigger was devalued as a meaning as a supply was a debased of ignorant or a very low person, then African American dropped the ER and imply in the A and form it as a new word, nigger. This word has been accepted and improved because the word as now has been new meaning. We mean in a different way. It's been a logical excuse. This is the same word as it was been used, or this is the same word. This is the same word used against our ancestors who shed blood for now to be accepted, and it's been used in endearment as the same people was against it. And this term is meaningless in reality, but it has become useful of the word for those who would help and depreciate the negative stereotypes of Africans worldwide. Why we use a word that is a denigrate Africans everywhere and turn around and call someone who look just like you a nigger, and we could not, it's possible to believe that we had the power to change the meaning of a word and expect that other people to follow along as this mentality. This is not the way, folks. To the enslavement of the African mind was born out of the education system, and for the good reason. It's forbidden for Africans to learn to read or write. Then to the education Negro, and becoming a person, they become a perfect divided for the control from without it. And the realization of the Negro from colored to black to African American represent an ability of self consciousness to refer to each other or respect and dignity by calling each other brothers and sisters instead of nigger and bitch. So you're more likely to call your brother sister in the product of instead of killing a nigger in the same sentence. Negro, nigger, and nigger is a race of dead people with a dead history, no hope for resurrect as a long time as they remain to be ignorant of their past. And this new breed of black people in the nigger has been deaf of the mind and body and the soul of African people. I read the conflicted stories to denigrated of the original word Negro and nigger is only it matters that we are educated ourselves and get the past idolization and idolize when we hear this word or it's used against us. We need to identify its purpose and one's realization and not allow ourselves to sink into the position of the level by allowing this word to control our thoughts thoughts of ourselves and look at the source of where this word is coming from before it sinks to the level of thinking. As I mentioned previously, a nigger is at the base of it of ignorant or a nigger is at the base of it ignorant rather a low person. Do you fit the description and followed by of the ancestor for the demand of the training through the knowledge and trait description. That's what this word comes from, man. I mean, people can look it up for themselves, man. You know what people mean when they say nigga. They basically saying they want to kill us. We don't know who we are. We don't know our history. We don't know where we come from. We don't know our sisters. We don't know our place in this world. We don't even know the language. We don't even know other people. They are trying to say we're stupid people, man. That's what they're saying. It goes back to the Greeks. It goes back to the brothers and sisters. If you don't believe me, and Egypt, study Greek in Egypt, and you can find out this word, what it really means, and you can read it for yourself. Because basically, they're trying to say black people are a dead race. Because they still believe what's been taught in the Bible of the curse of Ham. When cavemen killed his brother Abel, he went for fur as a white man, turned himself a black man, because God put a curse mark of him of his skin. But it's black put a black out of his sins, not because the curse is sin. He'd been punished him, so he had to serve for his brothers and sisters. But serve means he had to pay the homage for punishment for what he does to his own brother. You could say that much. He had to apologize for his family member and ask forgiveness what he did. So that he had to make a torturement of a punishment for what he killed his brother. He had nothing to do with the color of your damn skin. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard for Caucasians actually believe, but many of them been slaves too, right? But I don't hear Ku Klux Klan dress about that, do they? They think we're stupid. And you know the sad part about this? You got brothers and sisters don't even know who they are. You ask them, they don't even know. Africans don't even know the term Africa come from the Roman Greek. Come from the Romans. Come from basically we're blocked out of America. We're accessed for nothing. We don't access anything. We don't even make money that people don't even look like us. Don't get me wrong. Every other race of people make money. European and Asians. Which that's good, but when we gonna start making money from each other? Never. It ain't gonna happen. We just can't stand each other. And what's so bad? Black men and black women ain't go at each other's, bro. And it's not nothing to do with blaming the white man, because white people are a part of us. They can learn to accept it or not, just like we're a part of them. And you know the funny thing about it started from the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthal. The only people I don't respect is a lack of ability, no ability. I can say that towards Caucasian, Caucasian, black, Latino, whatever. It doesn't matter what color you is. I don't respect ignorant race of people, ignorant, period. I really don't. Just same word, cracker. Cracker comes from the slave, from the whip. Some say when they hit a damn slave, his skin start flashing red. That's when they call it redneck or red out his leg. He's got a red slashes of his leg. Could become red leg. Because Scotland and Irish people were the original rednecks before they was being enslaved by the damn fucking French and the Great Britain. Same thing, this Britain were being enslaved by the Greeks. Turkish slaved the fucking Aryan people, but they mingled with them. So don't tell me they did not have no mixed African ancestry. If they got European African ancestry, Asian African ancestry, you know they got some black ancestry. If we're not being hated for this reason, Why you think they say that Africa is the original birth humanity for Africa? Every race of people come from us. They come from us. The checker, the damn peanut butter, the fucking stoplight, the sharp pencil, the pencil sharpener, the shoemaker. I'm not saying we could invent anything. Other races invent stuff too, and that's good. Even fucking rice came from Africa. Some say martial arts come from Africa. I always thought martial arts come from the whatever it's called, the monks. I always thought that, but they said it came from Africa. I don't know how true that is, but that explains why you wearing the black master belt of karate and white master belt when you master karate. That explains everything. In the original samurai, they show Africans using poker sticks before samurai ever used swords. Think about it. Where you think spears and shields come from? You're black. Anything that goes on. Why you think they calling us black? They always calling black people black. Even our own people call themselves black. So you mean to tell me whites and Asians and Latinos and everybody else, they're not colored just like us? They colored just like everybody else, just like we do. Stop calling yourself colored, because we come from all shape of color. They come from all shape of color, just like we come from them. They come from us. Because some of our people got the Neanderthal in them as well, and some whites got the Homo sapiens. But it really started that blacks come from Homo sapien, whites was the Neanderthals. I mean, that explains why there's so much racism. That explains about the term Caucasian, who actually really come from the Caucasus Mountain. The same three shapes of whatever you want to call it, the shape of square of angles of the mountains, the same shape of square of pyramids. Because it did say that I am the Lord of the black land and red land. It did not say I am the Lord of one land, black land. But basically it's a mixization. Egypt and Greek is the mixization between European, black and European. There are black Europeans in Europe at that time. And if you don't believe me, the Romans and Greeks were, and so is the Italian, most also rednecks, even damn Jews. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, man. I mean, they lost their melanin. And you got some blacks who are lost a part of themselves as well. They bleach their skin in Africa, and they still do to this day, trying to blend in and for they can trying to come past as a white person, for they can blend themselves into white society. And no wonder why whites tinted their damn skin. I never understand it. They try to look like the people they could not colonize or who they slavized. And some of our people try to look European, the same people who colonized, who slaved them. It's who slaved us. But they were once slaves as well. Stop believing this curse of Ham. It's the curse of cavemen. Because cavemen was not, they say he not only he been molested, he been eaten. He was worshipped cannibal. When you say cannibal, and Canaanites, they eat people. The same planet of Saturn, the same Saturn that's the original Satan's planet. I don't know how true that is. The black Saturn, they say that they eat children. I don't know how true it is in the myth about astrology, but you can look it up for yourself. But us as a people, we need to know who we are, because there are people out here who come for part of us, who come from us and for us. Because without Africa, the humanity would have never been started from the Homo sapiens, and then it started in the domination of European and Neanderthal. It started with the European Empire. Give me your comments, give me your video response, because that's what this N word really means. Look, it's in the Bible, and it will say something towards yourself, all right? And anything else, all right? All right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Base, and Juggle the Deuces. How we do text, baby. Text until next time, all right? All right. Peace, and I'm out.